Welcome back to Ramble Gaming's The Classics. Last time we played some Kid Icarus. Today we're gonna play its sister game, Metroid. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing well. It's a little hot out here. I mean, we're in like the middle of summer right now, so it is pretty humid, pretty gross, but it is what it is. Look at Samus. It's our first game that we're playing with a like explicitly female protagonist, but very few people who would have played this back in 86, 87 would have even known that she was female, though, because it's kind of a secret that you find out if you beat the game. But now, I mean, it's a meme, right? The like, Metroid is a girl, but I mean, I would hope that anybody who plays a Metroid game now knows that Samus Aran is a female character. It's a woman, not a female character. So Metroid, frankly, it's a pretty similar game to the last two we played. Konami's Castlevania and Nintendo's Kid Icarus. But it's just better. I mean, let's just be honest here. This is a better game. I love Metroid. But not enough to like have played through it. Just enough to have played some of it. But, I mean... Ooh, some slowdown there. Lots of enemies on screen. Okay. Fuck you, gamer. I think those are gamers. Little assholes is what they are. Little spiky boys. So, I guess last video we went over some of the like history of Kid Icarus. I guess we could spend the next 10 minutes chronicling the history of Metroid. So Metroid, I believe Sakamoto is the guy behind it. But that's not important. What's important is that Metroid is a girl. And I suck at Metroid, dude. Just get this guy. Oh yeah, we have like limited. God, I'm stupid. Oh, right. We keep the power-ups, which is good. I know what I'm doing. Look at me go. Perfect Metroid run. Okay, so yeah, so Metroid, this is the first game in the series, of course. It had sequels on the Game Boy and Return of Samus. And the SNES and Super Metroid. And it went into hibernation for a few years until American company Retro Studios brought it back with the Metroid Prime trilogy, which absolutely like redefined the series, and it was a big fucking deal. It had a couple of games on the Game Boy Advance that were more like traditional. You had the remake of this game, Metroid Zero Mission, and you had Metroid Fusion, which was a sequel to these like 2D games. You had some spin-offs on the 3DS based on Metroid Prime. And then the Wii happened. And then we got a little thing called Metroid Other M, which was, I guess, like an attempt by Nintendo of Japan to, I guess, bring the Metroid series forward past the Metroid Prime series, taking some inspiration from both 2D Metroid and Metroid Prime. But the biggest problem with that game was that the story was abysmal. It characterized Samus in a way that is very different from the way Retro Studios did, and frankly was very unpopular, and it was just a mistake all around. They made her seem kind of weak and like subservient to Adam, and nobody liked Adam Malkovich. Frankly, I mean, nor should they have. He's kind of a dick. Fuck, I hate the gamers. Too low. Fuck, man. I lost again. I died. I'm getting better, I think. I mean, I'm making it a little bit further every time, I guess. It's like Dark Souls. You make it a little bit further every time. Or at least ideally you do. And you get some things that are permanent. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, yeah, there is some, for sure, some Metroid, just some, like, DNA from, like, from this era of games in the Dark Souls series. Which, frankly, there's some DNA of every game in every game. I mean, every major game, at least. Like, there's Mario DNA in almost everything. There's, especially every platformer, 2D and 3D. In the open world game that comes out now, there's definitely some like GTA or Skyrim DNA in there, and increasingly you're gonna have some Breath of the Wild DNA in future open world games, especially Japanese ones. You know, sometimes you just get games like Metroid or Super Mario Bros. That just completely redefine their genres, and that's awesome. I mean, these games are just absolutely special games, you know? I think that's just a platform. Anyway, so after the absolute failure of Metroid Other M... Okay, man, if I'm talking about the whole, like, Metroid series in this one, what am I going to get to when I get to... What am I going to talk about when I get to, Super Metroid on the SNES? Spoiler alert. I'm going to play the SNES ones, too. The SNES Classic, I mean. Oh boy. This is sad. This is a sad ending to what was before a pretty solid run. You know what this reminds me of, which is absolutely intentional? The escape sequence in Melee's Classic mode. Or Melee's Adventure mode, my bad. It's actually like based off of like sections like this in Metroid and Super Metroid. Please be health in it. Oh, thank God. Not much, but enough. I mean, just to keep going a little bit longer. How are we doing it? Alright, so... Okay, so after... Fuck. And that's the end? Alright, we're gonna do one more run, but, I mean, we're pretty much over at this point. We're almost at the point where we have, like, save data, which is awesome. But that's still a little beyond where we're at right now in terms of the NES. Where you can, like, save games. Once we get to, like, Zelda, that becomes more common. So anyway, so after Metroid Other M was a complete flop, the series kind of lied dormant until the game that saved the series arrived. Metroid Prime Federation Force. Okay, for anybody with like prior knowledge of like Metroid and that 3DS icon, knows I'm being absolutely sarcastic. Metroid Prime Federation Force was the last game anybody wanted from Metroid. Being a spin-off without Samus even in it. And it had Metroid Ball, or whatever the fuck they called it. It was bad. But they followed it up shortly after with another Western studio picking up the Metroid series. With Metroid Samus Returns, a remake of Metroid 2. And then later on, we got... Oh my god, I'm trying to like talk and also play the game in this segment I've kind of struggled in before. Wish we could shoot downward. Alright, well that's some health. Oh boy, yeah, it's over. I'm gonna try to make it up in the next 30 seconds, but I assume my health gem is gone. Yeah, he's back. Alright, I'm just gonna stop here to sit down and talk about the future of Metroid. So, Metroid Samus Returns was generally considered a success, and it led to, in 2021, the announcement of Metroid Dread. progressing the story of 2D Metroid for the first time since Metroid Fusion, all those years ago. So that's super exciting. And the future of Metroid, honestly, between that and the announced Metroid Prime 4 has never looked brighter, I would say. Maybe it's looked brighter, but it's never been more optimistic in the past several years than it is now. And on that note, if you liked what you saw here, viewers, just like, comment, and subscribe. That's it for Metroid.